and I'm here for a breach of the peace. A bit a silly breach of the peace actually, because the breach of the peace was for sticking stickers in the police reception and on police cars around the police station. I was sticking them in the reception in the police station and on cars in the car park.
Did they try and stop you sticking these stickers in?
They never, no, not in the car park. In the reception at first, they never tried to stop me. It was only when I came back in the reception that they decided to grab me to stop me sticking any more up.
Yeah.
And they took me from the reception area to behind the reception and then started grilling me about my name and stuff like that. And because I wasn't under arrest, I refused to give my name. And so they came with a camera, took a photograph of me and went away, checked the computer and came back, and they had my name. So obviously they're using biometrics in Dundee police station. And that was it. They put me in the cells for a couple of hours, and then they took me out of the cells to charge me with a breach of the peace. Never gave me any details about what the breach of the peace was. Put me back in the cell for an hour and released me in the early hours of the morning. And it wasn't until about 10 days later that I got a letter from the court saying that I had to appear and saying that it was a breach of the peace. And they had said I threatened a member of the public in the reception area in the police station at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't remember seeing a member of the public in the reception, and I certainly didn't threaten any members of the public. I just went back in because the reason I was here was to make a complaint about a complaint I'd already made at a substation in the Hilltown in Dundee, and they didn't want to follow up the complaint, so I came to this station, and to get noticed I started sticking Hollie Greig stickers everywhere because I had them in my pocket, and it was kind of kill two birds with one stone anyway, you know, for me, you know, because I usually stick the stickers wherever I go anyway. So yeah, the original complaint, what had happened was I was in my flat and I heard people speaking in the stairs, and which was quite unusual because I know my neighbours and I know people don't sit on the stairs and speak for ages. So I went out there, out my front door, and I've got a stairwell, like a close, and I went out there to have a look, and on the first set of stairs as you go up there was two guys sitting there and they were using heroin. They had foil and lighters and stuff like that lying at their feet. So I said to them, look, you don't live here, you're going to have to go out. And I said, you'll have to leave, if you don't I'm going to phone the police. So they said, yeah, in a minute. So I went and opened the front door, put it on the hook, went back to see them, and I said, come on, let's go. And they were blatantly smoking heroin right in front of me. So I said, right, that's it, I'm going to phone the police. And as I made my way back to my own front door, just as I got to it, one of the guys shouted, oi! And as I turned round, he was coming at me. But I managed to get in my front door in time. And they kicked the door a couple of times, and can you say, we're going to get you in that, you know, your grass and stuff like that. So I heard them going away. They went away a couple of minutes later. So I went out, closed the door, went down to the sub-police station in Hilltown, which is a local one. And what had happened was, the guy, I thought it was a knife. He'd kind of went like that way at first. But what it was a Coca-Cola tin, and he'd caught my finger and it was bleeding. But it looked a lot of blood at the time. But by the time they went away, and by the time I walked down the road, I took the tissue off it and it wasn't hardly bleeding anymore, but I still made a complaint. But the police there didn't want to know about it. They said, it's a superficial cut, we're not interested. It's too early in the morning for all this nonsense. So I said, well, I want to make a complaint against you then. So I'm going down to the main station, which is here. And so I made my way down here, but I found some Hollie Greig stickers in my pocket, you see. So I thought, well, I'll take the opportunity. If I go in there and they don't listen to me, then I'll just stick the stickers up and I'll get attention that way, you know. And I walked right round the car park and stuck them on loads of cars, and there's CCTV cameras all the way around that station, so they must have watched me. And I actually walked round by this court here, came round here and went back to the reception, and they still hadn't accosted me until I got in reception, and you know, they kind of grabbed me and says like, that's it, we've had enough, and took me behind, and then the rest I've told you about.
Okay, thanks.